Going on? Just coming down from your guys' attempt to tell me that something's going on, and then whenever I have my reaction to it, say that you were faking to try and claim that you got proof of my character being only about this. When I actually explained the situation perfectly, up until I realized that that's what all of this is, and decided, all right, if that's what all this is, well, this is my reaction to it. But you want to ignore that. So this is what's going on. So we've got a whole situation that's been going on for, let's say, 2 decades, right? And if we say everything that's happened over the last 2 decades, I win, right? You want to be able to make something that you can say to ignore investigating everything, right? So you're doing an emphasis chamber. What you're doing is you need to create an image in a short period that you can say over the whole story, right? And so you'll irritate me. You'll use your trad strategies, and you'll get me to do some crazy shit, right? And then you'll get me to say that I'm only doing it for this, so that you can say, oh, that's all it was. He was only doing it for this. That's all it was. But you all know I'm doing it for all of this, even if you won't let me say that. So you get your little irritation image, right? You get your little tragic outburst, right? And then you say that that's what I am, right? You say that that's what I am. And the thing is in order for me to beat y'all are gonna keep it within this say. Now, remember what I was saying about steps? Now, let's say all of this yada yada yada. Okay, so let's say you guys are doing a 3-step say, which is he's a bad person because of this, right? And so you guys are keeping it within this short logic. And the thing is, if I try to communicate this whole situation, because you have to avoid it, you're gonna go the route in which you don't have to do what I say, because it's obvious that you niggas aren't fucking real enough to have any fucking common sense. So you guys are gonna choose the strat of saying this and keeping it at a low logical level so that you can avoid the route in which you have to, pretty much give up on being your own fucking person because you haven't been in the first place. And what you'll do is you'll purposely make it hard for me to compress all of this information into that say. So no matter what, because you want to have control and you want to avoid this, no matter how much I compress it and how much I say, either I'm gonna not say something that you're gonna use to slip through, or I'm gonna say it entirely, and you're just gonna keep going. You're just gonna keep saying it. You're just gonna be like, it doesn't even fucking matter, right? And that's the whole goal of the emphasis chamber. That's the whole goal of trying to get me to do something now that you can say to ignore the whole story, right? And I don't know. I just feel like I feel like you all know what you're doing, right? I feel like you all know what you're doing. I know you all know what you're doing. Man, man, and I'm such a good person. That's what's wrong with this. I'm such a good person, man. That's what pisses me off. Oh, anyway, so yeah, you guys are gonna choose to say this instead of the whole story because this is the route that you can take for a social chamber to not do what I say. But at this point, I just want you to know that your options are pretty simple. I'm right, follow my lead, or pretend that I'm wrong and don't follow my lead. This is how small the pretend that I'm wrong and don't follow my lead bubble was. This is how this is way bigger than what it is. But this is how small the reject me and don't follow my lead world was. This is how small that social little bubble is. That's why y'all are fighting and racing on each other and shit. I was just informed. I was just informed this whole time that the women have not been faithful, and they're guys that accepted these sexual challenges, which is pretty much like they're like rape challenges. They're like, if you can get away with it, then we can't do anything about it. You can do whatever you want so long as we don't get caught, right? And I was kind of invited into that, but I didn't like it because I was in love at some point, and I kind of realized, oh fuck, this has been happening the whole time. And so, I just kind of like investigated it, figured it out, and they're trying to kill me now. I'm about to be made homeless, as you can tell. So I just want you to know, you guys fucked up. I'm real, and I don't give a fuck what it takes, bro. I'll go out there, I'll starve, I'll suffer, but I fucking promise you with every last bit of my fucking fiber, bro, that I have this, and that you guys will not be able to think without running it by me first. I promise you that's how this ends. Another thing, just to emphasize what's going on. So, for all of you who are all like, oh my god, he's such an intelligent guy. How could he have not known any of the things he was doing was wrong when he was a kid? How could he have not known? Look at how smart he is. Well, let me put it like this. No matter how smart you are, when you're born, you can't walk, right? When you're born, you can't walk. So no matter how much of a genius you are, when you're born, you can't walk, right? And so there are guys that, even though they're, I don't know, computer geniuses, that whenever they walk, they still have to go through a phase of crawling, you know? And then whenever they're confident that they won't fall, whenever they're taking enough risk, then, only then, can they begin to stand and walk, right? Now, you can kind of see this whole situation as learning social aspects, right? It's in everything that can be learned. There's a part of you that has to crawl before it can attempt to walk. Now, at this point, you guys are saying that it's impossible for me to not have known better, because at this point, I'm not flying. I'm not even traveling space at this point. At this point, I'm stepping out of existence. That's what I'm doing at this point. I'm stepping out of existence. So you don't think that I could have ever not known this stuff, to have not known that I was doing anything wrong. But I want you to know that in every aspect, in every aspect, you have to crawl before you can walk. And you all knew that. I didn't have to say that shit. Like I said, y'all are just doing this shit right here. Y'all are just keeping it in short logic, and refusing when I compress everything that happened into that, and running, and then trying to make me a bad person so you can ignore all this. That's what all this is. And I was a good enough person that at this point I could commit every crime in the book, and because of what all of you did to me, it wouldn't fucking matter. I would still go to heaven or whatever the fuck this is. That's where we are now. So yeah, I'm happy for you guys.